How do we become a pure devotee? By Krishna's mercy. Anyabhilashita shunyam gyan karmadhyanabritam anukulyen krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. Quote, when first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy, and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 19, 167.
The aim in Bhakti Yoga is to become a pure devotee. I also understand that this affords a kind of elevated social status. The pure devotee has more followers, you see. They are eligible to take disciples. With disciples, you get name, fame, distinction, honor, notoriety, and most importantly, support. You no longer have to work for a living. You can practically say or do anything. Others will rationalize any inconsistencies, any incongruities in your words, to your status as a pure devotee. For this discussion, I am talking about the genuine, pure devotee, not the person who is only looking for financial support. How do we actually reach that status? The Society of Devotees is a yoga society, after all. With yoga, there is progression. Progression indicates changing states, from novice to veteran to expert. The pure devotee is supposedly the expert. How do I reach that status? I understand the textbook definition. We are supposed to be free of impurities. We are supposed to even push aside gyan and karma. No desire for perfect knowledge. No pursuit of a more comfortable future through good deeds. The gyan part is a little strange, considering that the basis of our advancement is knowledge. We hear Harikatha. We read books. We discuss within a society of devotees. Is that not knowledge? If we are after knowledge, gyan, does that not invalidate the entire proposal of reaching a pure status? Regardless, I am always falling down. I have so many desires in the course of a given day. How can any person ever attain the pure devotee platform?
The Gyan stipulation pertains particularly to the end goal of merging into the Brahman effulgence. That is the end point of actual wisdom, if we think about. Up and down are the same within the Vedanta culture. Happiness and sadness should be tolerated in the manner that we experience the seasons. Matra sparshastu kaunteya, shitoshna sukh duhakda, agama paino nityas. Tans, titikshasva bharat. Quote, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita 2:14. Birth and death are the paired events carrying the most significance in the human society, and within that range there are so many conditions in duality: hot and cold, winning and losing, male and female, rich and poor, elevated and degraded, celebrated and disgraced, sober and intoxicated. Through Gyan, we can begin to identify the distinctions. Through further assimilation of Gyan, we realize the equivalence in how duality is nothing more than illusion. The happiness we experience is in illusion, as described by Prahlad Maharaja. It is like seeking relief from a troubled condition. But we fail to realize that any condition in duality spells trouble. The end of such knowledge is a removal of the distinctions. This is the Brahman platform. It is spiritual, since there is no dependence on duality. Brahman is the identity of the individual. Brahman realization is knowing that true identity and moving forward with that proper understanding. Brahma-bhutah prasannatma, na shochati na kankshati, samah sarveshu bhuteshu, mad-bhaktim labhate param. Quote, one who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state he attains pure devotional service unto me. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita, 1854. Bhagavad-gita explains that the Brahma-bhuta platform is the ideal place for entering devotion, bhakti. This is the culmination of the elimination of desire. It is the final resting place of knowledge. Bhakti is the conclusion from the conclusion of conclusions, Vedanta. With respect to purifying an existence, to eliminating desires, the transition is not difficult to understand. We give one thing for another. We replace based on knowledge and experience. We realize that something is no longer useful. We have a bad experience with it. Therefore, we will not repeat it. Not only will we stay away, but we have a firm justification, rooted in knowledge, for making that choice. In the same way, we will automatically give up desires in karma, gyan, and mystic yoga once we have sufficient knowledge. Through further experience in the bhakti culture, in the systematic implementation guided and assisted by dedicated transcendentalists, we will have no interest in chasing something that lacks taste. Krishna consciousness is that higher taste we have been looking for since time immemorial. Vishaya vinivartante, niraharasya dehinah, rasvarjam rasopya asya, param drishtva nivartate. Quote, the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Lord Krishna, Bhagavad-gita, 259. The hidden truth which is easy to overlook is that the person sincerely interested in reaching pure devotion is already at that stage of perfection. They are trying their best. Though they may fall down occasionally, though they may have accidental mishaps, their heart is in the right place. They are always looking to please Krishna, and so their success is guaranteed directly by the one who is Satya Sankalpa. In closing, as soon as foot to place, the impurities to erase, because within that path landing, supreme now outcomes commanding, whether tomorrow to see or in next lifetime to be, guaranteed that elevation to status of pure devotion.